To write a polynomial as a product of linear factors, we need to find all of the zeros. So we're going to start by using the rational zeros test, or rational zeros theorem, to list out the possible rational zeros of this polynomial. Those are the factors of 8 divided by the factors of 1, okay, which of course is just going to be the factors of 8. That's plus or minus 1, 2, 4, and 8. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that plus or minus in front of the whole list to indicate plus or minus for all of them. Now we need to start testing some numbers. We're going to do synthetic division. We'll list the coefficients of our polynomial. 1, 0, because there's no x to the fourth term. 1x cubed, 2x squared, negative 12x, and 8. Let's start with 1. Bring the 1 down, multiply, add, multiply, add. We continue through this, and our goal is to get a 0. And we do get a 0 here. That tells us that 1 is a 0 of this polynomial. So what we've found so far is that x minus 1 is a factor, and what's left is 1x to the fourth plus 1x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x minus 8. Okay, now we're just going to keep going, and I can work off of those new coefficients. Now 1 worked, and it might work again because it might be a 0 of multiplicity higher than 1. So we check it again. We bring the 1 down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, and add. And we got another 0. That tells us that 1 is a multiplicity, or 0 of multiplicity 2, telling us that we have now a factored form of x minus 1 squared times, and then those are the coefficients of what's left over, x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 8. Now, we continue. We could try 1 again, see if it works again. We bring it down, multiply, add, okay? And at this point now we see, oh, we don't get a 0 there, so 1 does not work again. So it's only a 0 of multiplicity 2. Okay, and then we try something else. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try, let's try negative 2. We bring the 1 down, 1. Multiply by negative 2, we get negative 2. Add, and we get 0. 0 times negative 2 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And 8 plus negative 8 is 0. So we get a 0 there, so negative 2 is 0. So now we have a factored form of x minus 1 squared times x plus 2. And these are the coefficients of what's left. We've got x squared now, dropping the power one more time, plus 0x plus 4. All right, now this x squared plus 4, we want to find the zeros of that. And we don't, because it's quadratic, we know that we can find the zeros of that without doing stuff like this with the synthetic division. To find the zeros of x squared plus 4, we can just set it equal to 0 and solve for x. We subtract 4 from both sides, we get x squared equals negative 4. If we take the square root, every time we do the square root, we have plus or minus. And the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of a negative gives us I. So our other zeros are 2i and negative 2i. And so our factored form, completely factored form into linear factors, we've got our x minus 1 squared times x plus 2, and then for the 2i we have x minus 2i, and for the negative 2i we have x plus 2i. That's our factored form into linear factors. And then we'd like to list all of the zeros of the function. Well, we found the zeros. We have x equals 1. That happened twice. X equals negative 2, and then 2i and negative 2i.